Beach Playhouse, celebrating almost 100 years in the city of Long Beach. Yada da da da. Turn off your cell phones. I guess on Facebook and Instagram first and all that. Sit back, relax, enjoy Long Beach Playhouse production of Agatha Christie's Go Back for Murder. Woo! Lights down. Lights up.
I quite see your point, Mrs. Ross, but the law can't be hurried, you know. We have to wait for the solicitors to reply to our letter. Come in, Turnbull. Note, it would be most inadvisable for you to take any steps yourself. Yes, we will keep you informed. Women! Miss Le Marchand?
She's here now, sir.
Show her in, Turnbull. I don't want any interruptions at all. Put anything urgent through to Mr. Grimes.
Very good, sir. Miss Le Marchand.
How do you do?
How do you do, Mr. Fogg? But you're young.
Thank you. But I can assure you I'm a fully qualified solicitor.
I'm sorry, it's just I was expecting you to be rather old.
Ah, you were expecting your father. He died 2 years ago.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, it was stupid of me.
Do sit down. Now, tell me what I can do for you.
Do you know who I am?
Miss Carla Le Marchand of Montreal.
My name isn't really Le Marchand.
Oh, yes it is. Legally.
So you do know all about me.
We have acted for Mr. Robert Le Marchand over a number of years.
All right then, let's get down to it. My name may be legally Le Marchand by adoption, or depot, or habeas corpus, or whatever the legal jargon is. But my name is really Caroline Crail. Caroline was my mother's name too. My father was Myas Crail. 16 years ago, my mother stood trial for poisoning my father. They found her guilty. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, those are the facts.
I only learned them 6 months ago.
When you came of age.
Yes. I don't think they wanted me to know. Uncle Robert and Aunt Bess. I mean, they brought me up believing that my parents were killed in an accident when I was 5 years old. But my mother had left me a letter to be given to me when I was 21. And then they had to tell me all about it.
Unfortunate.
You mean you think they ought not to have told me?
No, I don't mean that at all. I meant that it was unfortunate for you. It must have been a bad shock.
Finding out that my father was murdered and my mother did it?
There were extenuating circumstances, you know.
It's not extenuating circumstances I'm after, or I'm interested in. It's facts.
Yes, facts. Well, you've got your facts. Now you can put the whole thing behind you. It's your future that matters now, you know, not the past.
I think before I move forward, I've got to go back.
I beg your pardon?
It's not as simple as you make it sound. I'm engaged, or was engaged, to be married.
Ah, I see. And your fiancé found out about all this?
Of course, I told him.
And he reacted unfavorably.
Not at all. He was perfectly splendid about it, said it didn't matter at all.
Well, then?
It's not what somebody says that matters.
I see. At least I think I do.
Anyone can say things, it's what they feel that matters.
Don't you think that perhaps you're super sensitive?
No.
But my dear girl.
Would you like to marry the daughter of a murderess? You see, you wouldn't.
You didn't give me time to answer. I wouldn't particularly want to marry the daughter of a murderer, or of a drunkard, or of a dope fiend, or anything else unpleasant. But what the hell? If I loved a girl, she could be the daughter of Jack the Ripper for all I care.
Well, I don't think you mind as much as Jeff does.
Do you find it cold?
I think your central heating is a little bit low.
It's kind of non-existent, I'm afraid. I mean, we haven't any. Shall I get them to light the fire?
Oh, no, please.
This Jeff.
Yes, you'll see him. He's coming to call me, if you don't mind. Hell, I'm wasting time. I didn't come here to consult about my love life. Well, actually, I suppose I did. I've got to find out the truth, you see.
I told you just now that there are extenuating circumstances. Your mother was found guilty, but the jury made a strong recommendation to mercy. Her sentence was commuted to imprisonment.
And she died in prison 3 years later.
Yes.
In her letter, my mother wrote that she wanted me definitely to know that she was innocent.
Yes?
You don't believe it?
I think a devoted mother might want to do the best she could for her daughter's peace of mind.
No. She wasn't like that. She never told lies.
How can you know? You're a child of 5 when you saw her last.
I do know. When she took a thorn out of my finger once, she said it would hurt. And going to the dentist, all those things. She was never one to sugar the pill. What she said was always true. So if she said she was innocent, then she was innocent. You don't believe me, but it's so.
It's better always to face the truth.
It is the truth.
Isn't the truth?
How can you be so sure? Does the jury never make a mistake?
There are probably several guilty people walking around freely, yes, because they've been given the benefit of the doubt. But in your mother's case, there wasn't any doubt.
Like,
You weren't there?
you weren't there. It was your father who attended the trial.
My father was the solicitor in charge of the defense, yes.
And what did he think? Did he think her innocent? Or
Yes. Yes, of course. You don't quite understand these things.
you mean it was technical only? But he himself, what did he think?
Really? I've no idea.
Yes, you do. He thought she was guilty. And you think so too. But how is it that you remember it all so well?
I was 18, just going up to Oxford, not in a firm yet, but interested. I was in court every day.
Well, what did you think? Tell me, I need to know.
Your mother loved your father desperately, but he gave her a raw deal. He brought his mistress into the house, subjected your mother to humiliation and insult. Mrs. Crail endured more than any woman could be expected to endure. He drove her too far. The means were to hand. Try and understand. Understand and forgive.
I don't need to forgive. She didn't do it.
Then who the devil did? Well, that's the point, isn't it? Nobody else had the slightest motive. If you were to read up the reports of the case...
I have. I've gone through the files. I've read up every single detail of the trial.
Well then, take the facts. Aside from your mother and father, there were 5 people in the house that day. There were the Blakes, Philip and Meredith, 2 brothers, 2 of your father's closest friends. There was a girl of 14, your mother's half-sister Angela Warren, and her governess, Miss something or other. And there was Elsa Greer, your father's mistress. And there wasn't the least suspicion against any of them. Besides, if you'd seen...
Yes, go on.
If you'd seen her standing there, in the witness box, so brave, so polite, bearing it all so patiently, but never for one moment fighting. You'll like her, you know, to look at. It could be her sitting there. There's only one difference. You're a fighter.
She didn't fight at her trial. Why?
Montague de Pleach led for the defense. I think now that may have been a mistake. He had an enormous reputation, but he was theatrical. His client had to play up. But your mother didn't play up.
Why?
She answered all his questions with all the right answers, but it was like a docile child repeating a lesson. She didn't give old Monty his chance. He built up to the last question. I asked you, Mrs. Craig, did you kill your husband? And she said, no, really, I didn't. She stammered. It was a complete anticlimax, utterly unconvincing.
And then what happened?
Then it was asked He was Attorney General later. Line.
Quiet. but-
Quiet, but quite deadly. Logic after old Monty's fireworks. He made mincemeat of her. It brought out every damning detail. I could hardly bear it.
You remember it all very well.
Yes,
Why?
I suppose
Yes?
I was young, impressionable.
You were in love with my mother.
Something of the kind. She was so lovely, so helpless. She'd been through so much. I'd have died for her. Romantic age, 18.
You'd have died for her. Yet you believed her guilty.
Yes, I did.
Mr. Rogers is here, sir, asking for Miss Le Marchand.
Oh, Jeff, please ask him to wait.
Certainly, Miss Le Marchand.
He looked at me.
Turnbull was at your mother's trial. He's been with us nearly 40 years.
Ask him back, please.
Turnbull!
Yes, sir.
Mr. Turnbull, I'm Carla Crail. I believe you were at my mother's trial
Yes, Miss Crail, I was. I knew at once who you were.
because I'm so like my mother.
The dead spit of her, if I may say so.
Well, what did you think at the trial? Did you think she was guilty?
You don't want to put it that way. She was a sweet, gentle lady who was being pushed too far.
As I've always seen it, she didn't rightly know what she was doing.
Extenuating circumstances.
That's right. That other woman, that Elsa Greer, she was a hussy if ever there was one.
Sexy, if you'll pardon me. And your father was an artist. Quite a great painter. I understand some of his pictures are in the Tate Gallery. And you know what artists are. That Greer girl got her hopes into him good and proper. A kind of madness it must have been. Got him so he was going to leave his wife and child for her. And don't blame your mother, Miss Crail. Even the gentlest lady can be pushed too far.
Thank you, Turnbull.
Very good, sir.
He thinks as you do. Guilty.
A gentle creature pushed too far.
I suppose so. Yes. No! No! I don't believe it. I won't believe it. You've got to help me.
To do what?
Go back into the past and figure out the truth.
You won't believe the truth when you hear it.
Because it isn't the truth. The defense was suicide, wasn't it?
Yes.
It could have been suicide. My father could have felt like he messed it all up and he was better out of it all.
It was the only defense possible, but it wasn't convincing. Your father was the last man in the world to take his own life.
Accident?
Quinine, a deadly poison, introduced into a glass of beer by accident?
All right. Then there's only one other answer. It was somebody else.
One of the 5 people there in the house? Hardly Elsa Greer. She'd got your father besotted about her, and he was going to divorce his wife and marry her. Philip Blake, he was devoted to your father and always had been.
Maybe he was in love with Elsa Greer too?
He certainly was not. Meredith Blake, he was your father's friend too. One of the most amiable men that ever lived. Imagination boggles at the thought of his murdering anyone.
All right. Who else do we have?
Angela Warren, a schoolgirl of 14, and her governess, Miss whoever her name is.
Well, what about Miss whoever her name was?
I see the way your mind is working. Frustration, lonely spinster, repressed love for your father. Let me tell you that Miss Williams, yes, that was her name, Williams, wasn't like that at all. She was a Tartar, a woman of strong character and sound common sense. You go and see her for yourself if you don't believe me.
That's what I'm going to do.
What?
Like,
I'm going to see them all.
I'm going to see them all. That's what I want you to do for me. Figure out where they all are and make appointments for me with them.
For what reason?
to ask them questions, make them remember.
What can they remember that could be useful after 16 years?
Something that didn't come up at the time. You know, something that wasn't evidence. Not the sort of thing that would come up in court. You know, it would be like a patchwork. A little piece here, a little piece there, and who knows? Maybe it'll add up to something.
Wishful thinking. You'll only give yourself more pain in the end.
My mother was innocent. I'm starting there, and you're going to help me.
That's where you're wrong. I'm not going to help you to chase a will-o'-the-wisp.
Sorry to bust in, but all this sitting around in waiting rooms gives me claustrophobia. Time means nothing to you, honey? I take it you're Mr. Fogg. Pleased to meet you.
I do apologize, sir. I was unable to restrain this gentleman.
Forget it, Pop.
Quite all right, Turnbull.
Very good, sir.
Oh, no hard feelings, Turnbull. Well, I suppose you haven't finished your business, Carla?
But I have. I came to ask Mr. Fogg a question, and he answered me.
I'm sorry.
All right, Jeff, let's go.
Oh, Carla, I rather wanted to have a word with Mr. Fogg myself. About some affairs of mine here. Would you mind? Only be a minute.
I'll go through with Mr. Turnbull's feelings. He was absolutely horrified at your behavior.
That's right, darling. Tell him I'm an overseas hick who knows no better. That old boy's like something out of Dickens.
Come in, Mr.
I rather wanted to have a word with you, Mr. Fogg. It's this business about Carla's mother. The whole thing's given her a bit of a jolt.
Not unnaturally.
It's a shock to learn suddenly that your mother was a cold-blooded poisoner. I don't mind telling you that it was a bit of a jolt to me, too.
Indeed.
There I was, all set to marry a nice girl. Uncle and aunt, some of the nicest people in Montreal. A well-bred girl, money of her own, everything a man could want. And then out of the blue, this.
It must have upset you.
Oh, it did.
Sit down, Mr.
What?
On the chair.
Oh, I'll admit that just at first I thought of backing out, you know, kids, that sort of thing.
You have strong feelings about heredity?
You can't do any cattle breeding without realizing that certain strains repeat themselves. Still, I said to myself, it's not the girl's fault. She's a fine girl. You've got to go through with it.
Cattle breeding.
So, I told her it made no difference at all.
But it does.
No, I put it behind me. But Carla's got some morbid idea in her head of breaking the whole thing up. That's got to be stopped.
Yes? No.
She'll only end up hurting herself. Let her down gently, but let your answer be no, see?
I see.
I suppose all these inquiries would be quite good business for your firm? You know, fees, expenses, that sort of thing.
We are a firm of solicitors, you know, not inquiry agents.
Sorry, must have explained myself clumsily.
Yes.
What I mean to say is, I'll stump up the necessary, but drop it.
You excuse me, Mr. But Miss Le Marchand is my client.
Yeah, well, if you're acting for Carla, you must agree that it's best for her not to go harrowing herself, breaking up the past. Make her give it up. Once we're married, she'll forget about the whole thing.
And will you forget about the whole thing?
That's a good question. Yes, I dare say I'll have one or two nasty moments.
If the coffee should taste bitter,
That sort of thing.
which won't be very pleasant for her.
Well, what can a man do? You can't change the past. Good to meet you, Fogg.
Has Miss Le Marchand left yet? Well, ask her to come back for a minute. I shan't keep her long.
Yes?
I've changed my mind.
What?
That's all. I've changed my mind. Go on. Don't keep him waiting. He wouldn't be pleased. You'll be hearing from me. Get me Coe, Blake, and Levenstein, will you? I want to speak to Mr. Philip Blake personally. Cattle breeding.
Lights down. Lights up.
Yes,
Miss Le Marchant's here, Mr. Blake.
ask her to come in.
Yes, Mr. Blake.
Good Lord. Why, it's Carla, little Carla. You were what, 5 years old when I saw you last?
Yes, I must have been just about. I don't think I remember you.
I was never much of the children's man. I never knew what to say to them. But sit down, come. Cigarette. I haven't got much time, but
I know you're a terribly busy person. Is this good of you to see me?
Not at all. You're the daughter of one of my oldest and closest friends. You remember your father?
Yes, not very clearly.
You should. Amias Crail oughtn't to be forgotten. Now, what's this all about? This lawyer chap, Fogg, son of old Andrew Fogg, I suppose, wasn't very clear on why you wanted to see me, but I gathered it wasn't just a case of looking up your father's old friends.
No.
You told me you'd only recently learned the facts of your father's death, is that right?
Yes.
Pity, really. Whoever had to hear about it at all.
Mr. Blake, when I walked in just now, you were startled. You said, "Good Lord!" Why?
Well, I thought I'd seen
Did you think for maybe just a moment that it was my mother standing there?
There is an amazing resemblance. It startled me.
You didn't like her.
Could you expect me to? She killed my best friend.
It could have been suicide.
Oh, don't run away with that idea. Mias never would have killed himself. He enjoyed life far too much.
My father was an artist. He could have had temperamental ups and downs.
He didn't have that kind of temperament. Nothing morbid or neurotic about Mias. He had his faults, yes. He chased women, I'll admit. But most of his affairs were quite short-lived, and he always went back to Caroline.
How fun that must have been for her.
She'd known him since she was 12 years old. We were all brought up together.
I know so little. Tell me.
She used to come and stay at Alderbury for the holidays with the Crails. My family had the big house next door. We all ran wild together. My older brother Meredith and Amias were much of an age, but I was a year or two younger. Caroline had no money of her own, you know. I was the younger brother, and out of the running. But both Amias and Meredith were quite good catches.
How cold-blooded you make her sound.
She was cold-blooded. Well, I know she seemed to be impulsive, but behind it all was a cold, calculating devil. And she had a wicked temper. You know what she did to her baby half-sister?
No.
Her mother had married again, and all the attention was going to the new baby, Angela. Caroline was jealous as hell. She tried to kill the baby.
No.
Went at her with a pair of scissors, I believe. Ghastly business. The child was marked for life.
You make her sound a monster.
Jealousy is the devil.
Like,
You hated her, didn't you?
you hated her, didn't you?
That's putting it rather strongly.
No, it's true.
I suppose I'm bitter, but it seems to me that you've come over here with this idea that your mother was some injured innocent. That isn't the case. There's Amias' side of it, too. He was your father, girl, and he loved life and that.
I know all of that.
You've got to see this thing as it was. Caroline was no good. She poisoned her husband, and what I cannot forget, and never will forget, is that I could have saved him.
How?
My brother Meredith had a strange hobby. He used to fiddle about with hemlock and herbs and stuff. Caroline had stolen one of his patent brews.
How do you know that it was she who took it?
Oh, I knew all right. Was fool enough to hang about, waiting to talk it over with Meredith. Why, I hadn't the sense to realize Caroline wouldn't wait. I can't know, but she'd stolen that. She'd pinched the stuff to use, and by God, she used it at the first opportunity.
You can't be sure that it was she who took it.
My dear girl, she admitted to taking it. Said she had taken it to do away with herself.
Well, that's possible, isn't it?
Is it? Well, she didn't do away with herself. Have a glass of sherry. Now I suppose I've upset you.
I've got to find out about things.
There was tremendous sympathy for her at the trial, of course. Myers behaved badly, I'll admit, bringing that Greer girl down to Alderbury. And she was pretty insolent to Caroline.
Did you like her?
Young Elsa? Not particularly. She wasn't my type. Damnably attractive, of course. Predator, grasping at everything she wanted. All the same, she would have been a better match for Amias than Caroline was.
Weren't my mother and father happy together?
They never stopped having rows. His married life would have been one long hell if it hadn't been for the way of escape his art gave him.
How did he meet Elsa?
Some Chelsea party or the other. Came along to me, told me he'd met the most amazing girl, different than any other girl he'd ever met before. But I'd heard that often enough. He'd fall for a girl like a ton of bricks, and a month later, when you mention your name, he'd stare at you and wonder who the hell you were talking about. Didn't turn out that way with Elsa. Good luck, my dear.
She's married now, isn't she?
She's run through 3 husbands. A test pilot who crushed himself. Some explorer chap she got bored with. She's married now to old Lord Melksham, a dreamy peer who writes mystical poetry. To say she's about had him by now.
Would she have gotten tired of my father, I wonder?
Who knows?
I must meet her.
Can't you let this go?
No, I've got to understand.
You're determined, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a fighter, but my mother wasn't.
Whatever gave you that idea? Caroline was a terrific fighter. Yes.
Mr. Foster's here, Mr. Blake.
Tell him I won't keep him a moment.
Yes.
Was she? Was she really? But she didn't fight at her trial?
No.
Lying.
Why didn't she?
Why didn't she?
Well, she knew she was guilty.
She wasn't guilty.
You are obstinate. And after everything I've told you.
You still hate her. After she's been dead for years. Why?
I told you she...
That's not the real reason. There's something else.
I don't think so.
You hate her. Now why? I shall have to find out. Goodbye, Mr. Blake. Thank you.
Goodbye. Ask Mr. Foster to come in.
Yes, sir. That's down. Lights up.
I'm so glad you're here.
Really? Meredith Blake will be here at 3 o'clock.
Good. What about Lady Melksham?
She didn't answer my letter.
Perhaps she's away?
No, she's not away. I took steps to ascertain that she's at home.
Well, I suppose she's just going to ignore the whole thing.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. She'll come all right.
What makes you so sure?
Well, women usually...
Ah, I see. You are the authority on women.
Only in the legal sense.
And, strictly in the legal sense?
Women usually want to satisfy their curiosity.
I really do like you, you know. You make me feel much better.
Ring, ring.
Yes! Oh! Send him in, will you? It's Meredith Blake. Is he like his hateful brother?
Very different temperament, I should say. just now I made you feel better. Do you need to feel better?
Sometimes I do. I didn't realize what I was letting myself in for.
I was afraid of that.
I could give it all up. Go back to Canada. Forget. Should I?
No, not now. You've got to go on.
That's not what you advised in the first place.
You hadn't started yet.
You still think my mother was guilty, don't you?
I can't see any other solution.
And yet you want me to go on.
I want you to go on until you are satisfied.
Carla, my dear Carla, how time flies. Ma'am? It's unbelievable. The little girl I knew should have grown to a young lady. How like your mother you are, my dear. My word.
Do you know Mr. Fogg?
My word. My word. What? Yes, I knew your father, I believe. Didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
May I take your coat, sir?
And tell me all about yourself. You're over from the States. Thank you. No, Canada. For how long?
Well, I'm not exactly sure yet.
And you definitely intend to make your home overseas?
Well, I am planning on getting married, or thinking of getting married.
Oh, to a Canadian.
Yes.
Oh, well, I hope he's very nice and quite good enough for you, my dear.
Well, naturally, I think so.
Good. Well, if you're happy, then I'm very happy for you, and so would your mother have been.
Did you know that my mother left me a letter in which she wrote that she was innocent?
Your mother wrote that?
Doesn't surprise you so much.
Well, I wouldn't have thought that Caroline... well, I don't know. I suppose she thought it would distress you less.
It didn't occur to you that it might be true.
Well, yes, of course. If she solemnly wrote that while she was dying, it stands to reason that it must be true. Doesn't it?
What a rotten liar you are!
Carla!
Oh, I know it was meant to be kind, but kindness doesn't really do much for you. Doesn't really do anything. I want you to tell me all about it.
Well, you know the facts, doesn't she?
Yes, sir, she does.
Going over them would be painful and quite unprofitable. Better to let the whole thing rest. You're young and pretty and engaged to be married, and that's all that matters.
Are you looking for one of these?
Oh, would you care for a touch of, no, I don't suppose you will, but I might. Oh, would you?
I asked your brother Philip, you know.
Oh, Philip. No, you won't get much from Philip. Philip's a very busy man. So busy making money, he hasn't got time for anything else. Yes, if Philip remembered anything, he'd remember it all wrong.
Then you tell me.
Well, there's something you have to understand about your father first. You see.
Oh, he had affairs with other women and made my mother very unhappy.
Yes. But the affairs didn't matter until they weren't important until Elsa Greer.
He was painting her.
Yes. Oh, my word. I can see her now on the terrace posing. Dark shorts and a yellow shirt. A portrait of a girl in a yellow shirt. That's what he was going to call it. It was one of the Mice's best works.
What happened to the picture?
Oh, I've got it. I bought it with the furniture. I bought the house too, Alderbury. It adjoins my property, you see, and I didn't want it turned into a building estate. The executors, all the proceeds went to the executor, sold everything, and put them in a trust for you. But I expect you know that.
I didn't know you bought the house.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, it's let to a youth hostel, but I keep one wing for myself, as it was.
What
I
happened?
sold off most of the furniture.
What happened to the picture?
Oh,
Sorry, line.
You kept the picture, why?
But you kept the picture. Why?
oh, as I said, it was one of the finest things a mice ever did. Oh yes, it will go to the nation when I die. I'll try and tell you what you want to know. Amias brought Elsa down there, ostensibly because he was painting her. She hated the pretense. She was so wildly in love with Amias that she wanted to have it out with Caroline then and there. She felt in a forced position. I quite understand her point of view.
You sound most sympathetic towards her.
Oh, not at all. My sympathies were all with Caroline. I was in love with Caroline. I asked her to marry me, but she married Amias instead. I completely understand why. I mean, Amias was a brilliant person and quite attractive to women, but he didn't look after her the way I looked after her. I remained her friend.
And yet you believe she's guilty of murder.
Well, she didn't really know what she was doing. There was a terrific scene. She was overwrought.
Yes.
And that very afternoon, she took the conine from my laboratory, but she had no thought of murder in her mind when she took it. She was intending to do away with herself.
But as your brother Philip said, she didn't do away with herself.
Well, things looked much better the next morning, and there's a lot of fuss getting Angela ready for school. Angela Warren, that's Caroline's hot sister. Angela was a little devil. Oh, always scrapping with someone or playing tricks. Oh, she and Amias were always fighting, but he was very fond of her, and Caroline adored her.
After once trying to kill her.
I've always been sure that story was greatly exaggerated. I mean, most children are jealous of the new baby.
My father was found dead. After lunch, was it?
Yes. We left him on the terrace painting. He often didn't come in for lunch. The glass of beer that Caroline had brought him was by his side, empty. The stuff had probably begun to take effect. There's no pain, just a slow paralysis. Yes. When we came out after lunch, he was dead. The whole thing was a nightmare.
A nightmare.
I'm sorry, my dear, I didn't want to discuss with you.
If I could go down to where it happened, could I?
Certainly, my dear, you need but ask.
If we could get everyone there, all of us.
What do you mean by all of us?
Your brother Philip and you, the governess, Angela Warren, and yes, even Elsa.
Oh, I don't think Elsa would come. I mean, she's married, you know.
Several times I hear.
She's changed very much. My brother saw her at the theater one night.
Nothing lasts. You loved my mother once, but that didn't last, did it?
What?
Line.
Everything's different from what
Everything's different from what I thought it would be. I can't seem to find my way. If I could only go back to Alderberry.
Certainly, my dear, whenever you'd like, but I'm afraid I must,
I'll get your coat.
thank you.
Carla's most grateful to you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Carla,
Yes?
the more I think about it, you know, I think it is possible that Amias committed suicide. Perhaps he felt more remorseful than we knew.
It's a nice thought.
Yes. Yes. Well, goodbye, my dear.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Fogg.
Bye, sir.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Well,
Well,
a fool.
quite a nice, kindly fool.
I'm
He
ready.
doesn't believe anything of the sort. Why does he say so?
I'm ready.
Yes? Yes. I see. She's not coming.
Lady Beltram?
Yes. Unavoidably prevented.
Don't worry. We'll think of something.
I've got to see her. She's the hub of it all.
You're going to take tea with Miss Williams, aren't you?
Yes.
Wants me to come with you?
No, there's no need.
Maybe there'll be a letter from Angela Warren in tomorrow's post. I'll phone you if I may.
Please.
What a fool your father was. Not to recognize quality when he had it.
What do you mean?
Elsa Greer was pretty brash, you know. Crude allure, crude sex, crude hero worship.
Hero worship?
Yes. Would she have made a dead set at your father if he hadn't been a celebrated painter? Look at all his subsequent husbands. Always attracted by a somebody, a big noise in the world. Never the man himself. But Caroline, your mother, would have recognized quality in a, well, even in a solicitor.
I believe that you're still in love with my mother.
Oh, no. I move with the times, you know. I'll go see about the heat. I'll leave you to it.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring. Let's come down.
Hello? Yes? Oh, it's you, Jeff. It might be a silly waste of time, but it's my time, and if I... What? You are quite wrong about Justin. He's a good friend, which is more than what you are. No, I don't want to dine with you. I don't want to dine with you anywhere. Well, right now your stock is pretty low with me.
Miss Le Marchand. Or do I say Miss Crail?
So you've come after all.
I was intended to come. I just waited until your legal advisor had faded.
You don't like lawyers.
I prefer occasionally to talk woman to woman. Let's have some light.
Let's come on.
Well, you don't look very much like the child I remember.
I'm like my mother.
Yes. It doesn't particularly prejudice me in your favor. Your mother was one of the most loathsome women I've ever known.
I've no doubt she felt the same about you.
Oh, yes. The feeling was all quite mutual. The trouble with Caroline is that she wasn't a very good loser.
Did you expect her to be?
You know, really? I believe I did. I must have been incredibly young and naive, because I myself couldn't understand clinging to a man who didn't want me. I was quite shocked to find that she didn't feel the same. Though I never dreamt she'd kill Amias rather than let me have him.
She didn't kill him.
She killed him, all right. She poisoned him, more or less in front of my eyes, in a glass of iced beer. I never dreamed. Never guessed. You think that at the time you'll never forget. But the pain will always be there. And then it's all gone. Just like that.
How old were you?
19. But I was no age and innocent. Amias Crail didn't seduce a trusting young girl. It wasn't like that at all. I met him at a party. I knew at once he was the only man in the world for me. I think he felt the same.
Yes.
I asked him to paint me. He said he didn't do portraits. I said, what about the portrait he'd done of Mana Vidars, the dancer? He said special circumstances had led to that. He knew they'd had an affair together. I said, I want you to paint me. He said, you know what'll happen. I shall make love to you. I said, why not? He said, I'm a married man and I'm very fond of my wife. I said, now that we got that settled, when should we start the sittings? He took me by the shoulders, turned me towards the light, looked me over in a considering sort of way. Then he said, I've often thought of painting a flight of outrageously coloured Australian macaws alighting on St. Paul's Cathedral. If I painted you in your flamboyant youth on a nice background of traditional English scenery, I believe I'd get the same effect. So it was settled.
And you went down to Alderbury.
Yes, and Caroline was charming. She could be, you know. Amias was very circumspect. Didn't say a word to me his wife couldn't have overheard. I was polite and formal. Underneath, though, we both knew.
Go on.
After 10 days, he told me I was to go back to London.
Yes?
I said the picture isn't finished. He said it's barely begun. The truth is, I can't paint you, Elsa. I asked him why. He said I knew very well why, and that's why I got to clear out.
So you went back to London?
Yes, I went. I didn't write him. I didn't answer his letters. He held out for a week. And then he came. I told him it was fate, and that it was no use struggling against it. He said, "You haven't struggled very much, have you, Elsa?" I said, "I haven't struggled at all." It was wonderful. More frightening than mere happiness. If only we kept away. If only we hadn't gone back.
Why did you?
The unfinished picture. It haunted Amias. But things were different this time. Caroline had caught on. I wanted to have the whole thing on an honest basis. All Amias would say was, "To hell with honesty, I'm painting a picture." Why do you laugh?
Yes, I knew exactly how he felt.
How should you know?
Because I'm his daughter, I suppose.
Amias' daughter.
I've just begun to know that. I've never thought about it before. I came here because I wanted to find out just what happened 16 years ago. And I am finding out. I'm getting to know all the people. Who they were, or who they are, how they felt. It's all coming, life.
The whole thing is coming alive.
The whole thing is coming alive. Bit by bit.
Coming alive.
My
I wish
father.
it would.
My father, you, Philip and Meredith Blake, and then there were two more. Angela Warren.
Angela. Oh, yes. She's quite a celebrity in her own way. One of those tough women who travel to inaccessible places and write books about it. She was only a tiresome teenager then.
What did she think of it all?
I don't know. They hustled her away, I think. Some idea of Caroline's that contact with murder would damage her adolescent mind. Though, I don't see why Caroline should have bothered about damage to her mind when she had already damaged her face for her. When I heard that story, I felt to realize what Caroline was capable of. When I actually saw her take the poison.
You saw her?
Yes. Meredith was waiting to lock up his laboratory. Caroline was the last to come out. I was just before her. I looked over my shoulder and saw her standing in front of a shelf with a small bottle in her hand. Of course, she may have only been looking at it. How was I to know?
But you suspected.
I thought she meant it for herself.
Suicide? And you didn't care?
I thought it might be the best way out.
No!
Her marriage to Amias had been a failure from the start. If she really cared for him as much as she pretended, she'd have given him a divorce. There was plenty of money, and she'd probably have married someone who would have suited her better.
How easily you rearrange other people's lives. Meredith Blake said I may go down to Alderbury. I want to get everyone there. Will you come?
Come down to Alderbury.
Lying.
I want to go over the whole thing.
I want to go over the whole thing on the spot. I want to see it as if it were happening all over again.
Happening all over again.
If it's too painful for you.
There are worse things than pain. It's forgetting that's so horrible. It's as though you were dead yourself. You stand there, so damned young and innocent. What do you know about loving a man? I loved Amias. He's so alive, so full of life and vigor, such a man. She put an end to all that, your mother. She put an end to Amias so that I shouldn't have him, and they didn't even hang her. I'll come down to Alderbury. I'll join your circus. Philip, Meredith, Angela Warren. All four of us?
5.
5.
There was governess.
Oh, yes, the governess. Very disapproving of me and Amias. Devoted to Caroline.
devoted to my mother. She'll tell me. I'm going to see her next.
Perhaps you'll get your legal friend to telephone me, will you?
The governess.
Lights down. Lights up.
I do remember you. I didn't think I would.
You were only 5 years old.
Did you look after me?
No, you were not my responsibility. I was in charge of Angela. The kettle's boiling. Now, are you going to be happy there, dear?
I'm fine, thanks.
That's Angela. You were only a baby when that was taken.
What was she like?
One of the most interesting pupils I've ever had. Undisciplined, but a first-class brain. She took a first at Somerville, and you may have read her book on the rock paintings of the Hazelpa. It was very well reviewed. Yes, I'm very proud of Angela. Now, we'll just let that stand a minute, shall we?
Miss Williams, do you know why I'm here?
Roughly, yes. You have just learned the facts about the tragedy that ended your father's life, and you want fuller information about the whole matter.
And I suppose, like everyone else, you think I ought to forget the whole thing.
Not at all. It appears to be perfectly natural that you should want to understand. Then, and only then, can you forget all about it.
Will you tell me everything?
Any question you would like to put to me, I will answer to the full extent of my knowledge. Now, where is my little footstool? I have a little footstool here somewhere.
Here it is.
Thank you, dear. I like to keep my feet off the ground.
I think first I'd like to know what my mother and father were like. What you thought they were like, I mean.
Your father, as you know, has been acclaimed as a great painter. I myself am not competent to judge. I do not myself admire his paintings. The drawing seems to be faulty and the colouring exaggerated. However that may be, I have never seen why the possession of what is called the artistic temperament should excuse a man from ordinary decent behaviour. Your mother had a great deal to put up with where he was concerned.
And she minded?
She minded very much. Mr. Crail was not a faithful man. She put up with his infidelities and forgave him for them, but she did not take them meekly. She remonstrated, and with spirit.
You mean they gave each other hell?
That would not be my description. There were quarrels, yes, but your mother had dignity, and your father was in the wrong.
Always?
Always. Line.
I was very
I
proud.
was very fond of Mrs. Crail, and very sorry for her. She had a lot to bear. If I had been Mr. Crail's wife, I should have left him. No woman should submit to line.
Submit to humiliation.
No woman should submit to humiliation at her husband's hands.
You didn't like my father.
I disliked him very much.
But he was fond of my mother?
I believe honestly that he cared for her, but men.
You don't think much of men.
Men still have the best of this world. I hope it will not always be so. Sugar?
I don't take it, thanks. And then Elsa Greer came along?
Yes. Ostensibly to have a portrait painted. They made poor progress with the picture. Doubtless they had other things to talk about. It was obvious that Mr. Crail was mad for the girl Line, was infatuated with the girl, and that she was doing nothing to discourage him.
What did you think of her?
I thought she was good-looking, but stupid. She had had, presumably, a decent education, but she never opened a book and was quite unable to converse on any intellectual subject. All she ever thought about was her own personal appearance, and men, of course. Miss Greer went back to London, and very pleased we were to see her go. And Mr. Crail went away, and I knew, and so did Mrs. Crail, that he had gone after the girl. They reappeared together. The sittings were to be continued, and we all knew what that meant. Line.
The girl's
The girl's manner became increasingly insolent, and she finally came out into the open with some outrageous remarks about what she would do at Alderbury when she was mistress there.
Oh no!
Yes, yes, yes! Mr. Crail came into the room, and his wife asked him outright if it was true that he planned to marry Elsa. There he stood, a great giant of a man, looking like a naughty schoolboy. My blood boiled. I really could have killed him. You have one of these biscuits. They're pink creams.
Thank you. What did my mother do?
I think she just went out of the room. I know I tried to say something to her of what she felt, but she stopped me. We must all behave as usual, she said. They were all going over to tea with Mr. Merritt late that afternoon. Just as she was going, I remember she came back and she kissed me. She said, "You've always been such a comfort to me."
I'm sure you were.
Never blame her for what she did. It is for you, her daughter, to understand and forgive.
So, even you think she's guilty?
I know she did it.
Did she say that she did?
Of course not.
What did she say?
She took pains to impress upon me that it must be suicide.
And you believed her?
I said, "Of course, Mrs. Crail, it must have been suicide."
But you didn't believe what you were saying.
You have got to understand, Carla, that I was entirely on your mother's side. My sympathies were with her, not with the police.
But murder? When she was charged, you wanted her acquitted?
Certainly.
On any pretext?
On any pretext.
She could have been innocent.
No.
She was innocent.
No, my dear.
She was. She wrote it to me in a letter that she wrote when she was dying. She said I could be sure of it.
That is wrong. Very wrong of her. To write a lie, and at such a solemn moment. I should not have thought that Caroline Crail would have done a thing like that. She was a truthful woman.
It could have been the truth.
No.
You can't be positive. You can't.
I can be positive. Of all the people connected with the case, I alone can be sure that Caroline Crail was guilty. Because of something I saw. I withheld it from the police. I never told anyone. But you can take it from me, Carla, most definitely, that your mother was guilty. Now, can I get you some more tea, dear? We'll both have some, shall we? It sometimes gets rather chilly in this room.
Lights down. Up.
Well, now that we've finished our meal, Carla, I'm prepared to talk. I should have been sorry if you'd gone back to Canada without our being able to meet. I wanted to fix it before, but I've just had 101 things to do before leaving tomorrow.
I know how it is. You're going by sea?
Yes, much easier when you're carting out a lot of equipment.
I told you I saw Miss Williams.
Dear Miss Williams, what a life I used to lead here. Climbing trees and playing truant and plaguing the life out of everyone all around me. I was jealous, of course.
Jealous?
Yes, of Myers. I always come first with Caroline, and I couldn't bear her to be absorbed in him. I played all sorts of tricks on him. Put, what was it now, some filthy stuff, valerian, I think, in his beer. And once I put a hedgehog in his bed. I must have been an absolute menace. how right they were to pack me off to school, though, of course, I was furious at the time.
What do you remember of it all?
Of the actual happening, curiously little. We'd had lunch, and then Caroline and Miss Williams went into the garden room, and then we all came in, and Amias was dead, and there was telephoning, and I heard Elsa screaming somewhere, on the terrace, I think, with Caroline. I just wandered about, getting in everyone's way.
I can't think of why I don't remember anything. I mean, after all, I was 5, old enough to remember something.
Oh, you weren't there. You'd gone away to stay with your godmother, old Lady Thorpe, about a week before.
Ah.
Miss Williams took me into Caroline's room. She was lying down, looking very white and ill. I was frightened. She said I wasn't to think about it. I was to go to Miss Williams' sister in London, and then on to school in Zurich as planned. I said I didn't want to leave her, and then Miss Williams chipped in that authoritative way of hers. The best way that you can help your sister, Angela, is to do what she wants you to do without making any fuss.
I know exactly what you mean. There's something about Miss Williams that makes you feel like you just ought to go along with her.
The police asked me a few questions, but I didn't know why. I just thought there had been some kind of accident, and Amias had taken poison by mistake. I was abroad when they arrested Caroline, and they kept it from me as long as they could. Caroline wouldn't let me go and see her in prison. She did everything she could to keep me out of it all. That was just like Caroline. She always tried to stand between me and the world.
She must have been very fond of you.
It wasn't that. It was because of this.
That happened when you were a baby.
Yes, you've heard about it. It's the sort of thing that happens, and the child gets mad with jealousy and chucks something. To a sensitive person like Caroline, the horror of what she had done never quite left her. Her whole life was one long effort to make up to me for the way she had injured me. Very bad for me, of course.
Were you ever vindictive about it?
Towards Caroline, because she had spoiled my beauty. I never had much to spoil. No, I never gave it a second thought.
She wrote me a letter. I'd like you to read it. I'm so confused about her. Everyone seems to remember her differently.
She had a lot of contradictions in her nature. Want you to know that I did not kill your father. Sensible of her, you might have wondered.
You mean you think that she wasn't guilty?
Of course she wasn't guilty. Nobody who knew Caroline could have thought for one moment that she was guilty.
Oh, but they do! They all do, except you!
More fool they. Oh, the evidence was damning enough, I grant you, but anybody who knew Caroline well should know that she couldn't commit murder. She hadn't got it in her.
What about...
This, how can I explain? Because of what she did to me, Caroline was always watching herself for violence. I think she decided that if she was violent in speech, she'd have no temptation to violence in action. She'd say things like, I'd like to cut so-and-so and boil them in oil. Or to Amias, she'd say, if you go on like this, I shall murder you. She and Amias had the most fantastic quarrels. They said the most outrageous things to each other. They both loved it.
They liked quarreling?
Yes, they were that kind of couple. Continual rows and makings up was their idea of fun.
You make everything sound different.
If only I could have given evidence. But I suppose the sort of thing I could have said wouldn't count as evidence. But you needn't worry, Carla. You can go back to Canada and be quite certain that Caroline didn't murder Amias.
But if she didn't, then who did?
Does it matter?
Of course it matters.
It must have been some sort of accident. Can't you leave it at that?
No, I can't.
Why not? Is it a man?
There is a man, yes.
Are you engaged?
I don't know.
He minds about this.
He's perfectly magnanimous.
How bloody. I shouldn't marry him.
I don't know if I want to.
Another man?
Must everything be a man?
Usually seems to be. I prefer rock paintings.
I'm going down to Alderberry tomorrow. I want everyone concerned there. I wanted you as well.
Not me. I'm sailing tomorrow.
I want to make believe. Is it make believe?
Relive it.
I want to relive it as though I'm my mother and not myself. I mean, why didn't she fight for her life? Why was she so defeatist at her trial?
I don't know.
It wasn't like her, was it?
No, it wasn't like her.
It was one of those other 4 people, wasn't it?
How persistent you are, Carla.
I will find out the truth in the end.
I almost believe you will. I'll come to Alderbury with you.
You will? But your boat sails tomorrow.
I'll take a plane instead. Now, are you sure you won't have any brandy? I'm going to have some more if I can catch his eye. Waiter!
I'm so glad you're coming.
Are you? Don't hope for too much. 16 years. It's a long time ago.
Face down. Alright, that's intermission. 15 minutes.
Alright.